Hello friends, so today we are going to see how we can solve the module not found error in Python. Let's look at the folder structure that we have. We have three folders, folder 1, folder 2 and folder 3. Inside folder 1 we have folder1.py file. It contains the display function and prints the folder1.test.display. Inside folder 2 we have folder2.py file and it also contains the display function and it prints folder2.test.display. Inside folder 3 we have main.py file. This would be the starting point for your Python program. Now inside the main.py file what we have is that, right, we have the main function which we are calling from this on line 8, right, and we are referencing to the folder1.py file and we are trying to import the display function that we have as part of the folder1.py file, right. Now if I run this main.py file, I'll get the exception module not found. Let me run this main.py file. I have the debugger point here and I got the exception. As I stated earlier, exception has occurred, module not found error, no module named folder1. Now why this particular exception is occurring, right? Now let's look at the sys.path that we have, right? To use the sys.path, let me import the sys package here, right? Now let me print the sys.path, right? Let me run this again. So if you see this, these are the paths that we have, right? Now this particular line, what it is doing is that it is trying to look up the folder1.py file inside all these packages that we have, right? Now if let me do one thing, right? Let me copy this folder1.py file inside folder 3. Like what will happen now, right? Will it resolve the issue? Yes, it will resolve the issue. The reason because if you see, it is resolved and it printed the folder1.test.display and as like we have print exit as well, it printed exit as well, right? Why it resolved the issue? Because whenever your Python program executes, whatever the import statement that we have, right, or the files that we are referencing, it will look into all these paths that we have as part of the sys.path. Now to let me delete this folder1.py file from folder 3, right? Now to resolve this particular issue, what we need to do is that we need to add the folder1 path inside this sys.path. How we can do that? Using this particular statement, right? Now since we are using OS package, let me import the OS as well here. Now what it is doing is that we are getting the directory name in which the main.py file exists, right? And then we are going one directory up and then appending the folder 1, right? And then we are joining all these paths here. We are getting the absolute path of that particular path and then we are appending that to the existing sys.path that we have, right? Now let me print this again, right? And let me run the main.py file, right? If you see the sys.path again, I can see this folder 1 path inside my sys.path, and that is the reason I would be able to refer to folder 1 file that we have, right? And I should be getting the expected output, which is folder1.test.display and the exit, right? Now let's do one thing, right? We have folder2.py file as well, right? Now to do this, what I need to do is that I need to again go ahead and add the similar statement for folder 2. So here as well we are going one directory up and we are adding the folder 2 folder 2 directory name to that folder, and then we are just appending that path, absolute path of that particular location into system sys.path. That's it, right? Now let me import the display from the folder 2.py, right? Display, right? Now if you see in both of these particular files, which is folder 1 and folder 2, we have similar kind of function, right? So let me run this again. Let's see what output that we will get, right? I got folder 2.test.display, folder 2.test.display. The reason because whatever the last import that we have, it referred to that particular function, right? Now let's say for example, if you have a similar function in both these files, how we can resolve that again, right? You want to call these two different function, we can resolve that particular issue by using alias. So let's say I have like for folder 1 display, I'll use d1 as alias, and folder 2 display I'll use d2 as alias, right? Now I can call d1 and d2 right here as in the min, right? And if I run this again, right, I should be getting folder 1 dot test dot display, folder 2 dot test dot display, and exit as we have on line 16. That's it for this video, and I'll wrap it up. Thank you.